Hello, everyone. Welcome and welcome back to Chapman Chapters. My name is Kevon, and basically, we're gonna go over a review slash summary of what happened this year, going on with me, obviously. Um, and that's really it. And then I guess we'll just grade it at the end as far as like how do I feel about how this year treated me and what I learned from it, and we'll just go from there. So obviously, we're starting off with January. January, I was recovering for what happened with Target, and I already had a job lined up because I had just came back from visiting my family like late December, and I had a job lined up to clean houses. And I didn't even make it to the part where I was cleaning houses. I made it to the part where we were doing the training videos, and I started matching what I was making to what I was doing. And I was gonna be making $12.50 an hour, $3. No, I think it was like $2 extra if I have perfect attendance, and supposedly I'll get tips. And I was like, that's fine and all. But when I was watching the training videos, there was just like way too many training videos. I'm talking about like 20 plus training videos that I had to watch on how to clean a bathroom, on how to clean a tub, and etc. And I'm not trying to sound like conceited or anything, but like the apartment that I live in is perfectly clean. Like, don't let these books and stuff bother you on top of the dresser. But like, our house is like very, very, very clean, especially the bathroom. Like, I'm very particular about the bathroom. I don't need to do all that extra shit they're trying to have me to do, and I didn't have time for if I'm cleaning the bathroom. There's a specific way that they want it to be done. On top of, it seemed like there was a lot more that I was going to be doing cleaning wise, and it wasn't matching what I was getting paid. Not to mention, they told me I wasn't going to be paid until like a month from there. I mean, a month from when I started. So I ended up leaving. Um, After that, I'm gonna say it was about roughly 2 or 3 weeks later, I started at Aldi's. Um, I was only there for like 3 days. I'm gonna keep it a band. And the reason why I was there for 3 days is because Aldi's is not like Target, Walmart, Sam's, where you apply for a position and you're in that specific position. Aldi's, you got to do everything in the store. But basically, you got to do everything from running the cash register, stocking the coolers, stocking the aisles, doing the online shopping. It was just like, that's cool and all, but just how you're getting trained to do it, at least when it, because I was just at the cooler part, how you're getting trained to do it and the help to get it done is ridiculous. So I'm gonna go ahead and explain why I was only there for 3 days. So when I was hired on, I thought I was gonna hop right onto the cash register, but obviously that wasn't the case. I was gonna hop onto the cooler thing, and um, basically all the meat side that you see when you go into an Aldi's. I don't know if you guys been into Aldi's or not, but all of the meat side, and then all of the side where you see the milk, bacon, eggs, that entire cooler side, that's stocked by one person. And then there's some knickknacks like on the left of that. It doesn't matter which Aldi's you go to, there's always something on the left of that cooler. There's another aisle over there. Excuse me. That you're in charge of stocking. Well, anyway, I felt like that was a bit much for one person. That was a bit much. And the pallets were like, I'm 6'4". The pallets were like past my hip. I want to say they were like, some of them were even shoulder length. And I was just thought it was crazy that they wanted you to not only stock it, but I mean, I know you're supposed to do this when you're working grocery. I've done it before with Sam's, but you have to obviously put the newest one to the back, the oldest ones to the front. You also have to mark the ones that are old. You have to put like a sticker on it, mark it, and then try to like, I guess like price it down. Note, you have to do all of this while stocking the stuff within those 3 hours to make sure the meat stuff is done before the customers come in. Then once the customers come in, you should be in the back stocking the eggs, the milk, etc. And I'm trying to figure out what else. I think because things were like slow and I'm still learning, there wasn't other stuff for me to hop on to do. So after break was done, I think we were like putting some stuff like in the freezers and stuff. But the cooler stuff alone for me had me be like, nah, this isn't for me. Like, this isn't for me. Like, I have a lot of customer service back. But yeah, I was saying like this isn't for me. Like, I got a lot of customer service background, and I mean, I have a little bit of manual labor, but manual labor is just not for me. And I can see if it was two people helping me out do it, I'd have been like, okay, I can rock with this for a little bit. But when I realized you're the only person that's doing it, that's when I was like, yeah, we're tripping. Like, we're tripping. And I think you're only making a little bit above 17 just to do that. Granted, they did tell me that you're not doing that the entire time like you work there. Like, eventually somebody else is gonna take over the cooler spot, and then you take over the shelf spot. But it's like, if this is how y'all moving with the cooler spot, I already know what's gonna happen with the shelf spot. So I'm just like, I'm cool. Like, I'm cool. And the people in there, I get it. They probably been there for a while. They've been doing it, but it was like, oh, just give it some time. You're gonna get adjusted to it. I'm good. I'm good. I'm a person who like to use my brain more than use my muscles. That's just me. I'm not knocking all these, but like at the same time, me personally, it's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. Like, it's not worth it. Especially when you see how crazy it gets after 5 and you're like the only person on the register, and then like there's like maybe 4 or 5 checkout registers, and then that line's filled up. It's just it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I'm gonna hit you with that hell no. I'm gonna hit you with that hell no. I will admit the employees in there was really, really nice. I'll admit there was no employee that made me feel any kind of way during and after I left. There's even a few of them that I speak to in there, but when I go in there and shop. But for the most part, yeah, that shit happening again. But that's what happened in January. So now we're in February. Thinking about like how all this started just makes me want to just hit a blunt. But anyway, basically I was trying to find a customer service position that obviously requires more of me using my mind and muscles, like I just said before. So if you want to get on something quick, you basically gonna find these jobs called temp agencies, or these agencies called temp agencies, whatever. But basically they usually have something they can get you on like within that same week, depending on what time you come in or what day you come in, or they can get you on something the next following week or when that assignment is open, basically. Basically, I had walked in, I want to say like 2 or 3 temp agencies, and I think it was like the very last one I walked into. I was like, hey, I know sometimes you guys have like warehouse jobs, but do you guys have a customer service position job? And it was like, oh yeah, we actually have an opening. There's one opening left, but we're not sure if that spot's taken or not, so we'll give them a call. 5-10 minutes later, they gave them a call, and then that position was actually open. And I was required to show this job my birth certificate, and obviously I needed my ID, my social, etc. The normal stuff you need to apply for a job. Now, Sean, this was through the temp agency. The temp agency is called the Job Center. I have not went over the actual job yet. This is just me getting myself set up through the temp agency to do this job. So, they're telling me, like the details of the job, about what I'm going to be doing. The job is called American Outdoor Brands. And basically that job, you are working with like hunting and camping gear, and you're handling like warranty replacements, and like if they're trying to order something online, you're helping them with that, etc. The job is pretty simple. Um, Let me just go to the next video before I cut. So this job started from February to June, and there's a lot I could say about the story, but I'm trying to summarize it. I'm just gonna start off like how it started off good and then how it just tanked in the simplest way possible. So it started off good because the work that I was doing wasn't hard. We just focused on warranty replacements if they needed their product refunded, and I feel like I'm missing one more thing. Oh, mail that comes in, but I'm not gonna break that down because, like I said, I'm trying to simplify this video because I feel like if I get into it and if I get into my emotions on thinking about the story, there's just gonna be a lot more that I'm gonna be saying. So anyway, just follow me. So like I said, the actual work I was doing wasn't that bad. I do like that I was getting paid every week. I did like that. I did like on Fridays we were off by 2 o'clock. Our shift was normally, I believe it was like 8 to 5. Yeah, it was 8 to 5. But on Fridays it was 8 to 2. And everything was starting off great. Like I was getting compliments from my supervisor about how fast I was learning the material, and everybody seemed like they was like friendly and got along. But oh wait, let me not jump to the downhill part yet. I want to say about once a month, I would buy everybody in the office like a bunch of snacks. I would get a bunch of snacks. I would bring some juices in because I knew that we were doing a good job, but we weren't really getting rewarded with like extra pay or like a bonus. Like we definitely could have been paid more for the work that we were doing. So in return, like I was looking out for the group that I was working under, and I was bringing in food, snacks, or whatever. Well, remember how I said that I was not working under the company? I was working under the temp agency. Well, even though I was getting paid every week and everyone at the job was getting paid every 2 weeks, the people that was actually like working under that company, there was actually a lot more benefits that they were getting than I was. So I'm going to break it down for you about why, what was better for them and what was worse for me, and then you'll understand like the full story about why things ended the way they ended and why I was like so pissed and hurt and whatever. I'm gonna just go to the next clip before it cuts though. So to simplify the two categories, I'm temp because I'm working under the job center, working at American Outdoor Brands, and then there's people there that's working for American Outdoor Brands, and on their pay stub it's saying American Outdoor Brands. On my pay stub is gonna say the job center. So the people that's actually working with the company, they're getting PTO on holidays, paid time off for holidays. They're also getting actual PTO. And they're also getting, this isn't necessarily a benefit, but they're getting like maybe $30 more, not $30, 30 cents more than what a temp person is making. But for me, working under temp, I'm only making, not only making, because like I said, I'm only making 30 cents more. I mean, 30 cents less than what they were making. I'm not getting any PTO. It's just an unexcused absence. And then I'm not getting paid for holidays. It's just an unexcused absence. So when I had missed Memorial Day, the people that works under the company, they're getting paid. Me, I just got an unexcused absence. So basically, yeah, I was excused, but my check is short. As far as me actually getting PTO, I was told I don't get that until I got hired on. Granted, it transferred over, like it would have transferred over the months that I was working under the temp agency. It would have transferred, like integrated over to that permanent position. But we never got there because there was so much BS going on. So now me explaining the difference between permanent and temp, now we're going to explain the decline, the downhill. So let me explain the plan. The plan is when you work under a temp agency, at least with no, I'm going to say in general because that's usually how this works. So I'm just going to explain it. When you work under a temp agency, usually about 3 to 6 months, and I'm going to give it a range because it depends on what the temp agency. Usually within the 3 to 6 months, if you have good attendance, good work ethic, or whatever, everything's good, the company tends to hire you, and you tend to get like their benefits and the PTO and stuff like that. So for me, I believe it was like 4 months. You had to reach like 520 hours or something like that. And with like the different days that were off, because like I said, I wasn't getting paid on those holidays. So that's unexcused. So that extends a day or days out. So that extends days or days out on reaching those 520 hours, long story short. Because I'm not getting that paid 8 hours on that day that I missed. It's just excused. You get what I'm saying? So that made it longer. Well, anyway, I finally reached the hours that I was supposed to reach to get hired on. In the process, they kept making excuses like, oh, it's because of this incident with such and such, and we just need to wait for things to calm down. And the incidents that they were trying to use against me were bullshit. It was something that they took, and like when I say it was blown out of proportion, I'm just gonna give you one story just to give you a prime example. One of the girls was going on vacation for a week. She was sad, she was crying, and I was worried about her, but I wasn't sure if she was returning to work after her vacation. So there was a coworker who started with her relatively right around the same time. I walked up to him and I said, "Hey, do you know what's going on with such and such? You know, she was crying. She had like a sad look on her face, and I wasn't really sure if she was coming back." And he's like, "No, she was probably just playing with you. Like, trust me, she'll be back." After I had that conversation with him, that's when it was. I want to say it was like maybe within next week. That entire week she was gone. One of the supervisors who put me in the office was like, "Hey, I'm hearing rumors that they're saying that you're saying that such and such isn't coming back." And I'm like, "I don't know where you got that from, but I was asking if she was coming back out of concern." And I asked one person, which was the person who worked beside her. Well, anyway, supposedly it got to someone higher up that I was quote unquote telling people that she's not coming back. And it made her call into the job and see if she still had a job. And it was just like, if everybody just used common sense, none of this would have got to the point where it was. But that's just one of the excuses that they use. None of them said anything about my attendance. None of them said anything about my work ethic. It's just they were always trying to find a situation and then blow it out of proportion to stop my growth. And it kind of got to a point where once it got to like the third to fourth week in a row, when I asked, "Hey, what are you guys doing on getting me hired on?" And they told me, "Oh, basically we're not going to," when they could have told me, about 3 weeks ago after they were done making the excuses, because I'm pretty sure that's what it was. They were out of excuses. I just left the company. And after that, I want to say from June all the way until, I want to say roughly August, I was in really bad depression. So I believe I went home that same month because obviously that was the whole point of me trying to get vacation time and so I could see my family. Um, I just want to be around people that love me. Like I was really destroyed at that time. Like my confidence was really like I was questioning like every photo I posted, every video I posted. I know you guys seen the beginning of the year, like I was posting either every other day or every day, like I was posting a picture or a video of myself. That's just the confidence that I had. But like after that, it just really shattered everything. And I know where my heart was at this job. Like, there was no ill intentions of anything that I was trying to do. I would bring snacks. I would, make conversation with people in other departments. Like, it just shouldn't be all about you going to work and you get in front of the computer and you're only friendly and can only show your customer service side to the people you're on the phone with. No, it should be with your employees at the job. So people just don't go to a job and feel like it's just a job. Like, develop like a work family. And I felt like there were some people at that job that just didn't like that part about me. And I think it was also, there was a little bit of indirect racial stuff going on. And I believe it was a little bit of homophobia going on with that too. Obviously, if you confronted them about it, it would be like, oh no, that's not what it was. But if I presented you the different scenarios and the different evidence that was behind what it was, you'd be like, okay, I get what he's saying. And it took me a minute to even accept that's what it was, because even I was denying. I was like, is it really that? But looking back at it at the point that I am now in the year, absolutely. There was other shit going on that even I think if I wish I was a fly on the wall in the room, it could tell me more what was going on. But like I said, from January to August, I was in deep depression. And like I said, I was just trying to pick up the pieces that were broken. Because I think that was like the really darkest part of the year for me with that job. I guess we're just gonna move over to September, and then obviously once I explain closer to the end of this year, then we can reflect a little bit about what answer my questions at around this time period. That's kind of the best way I can explain it. Anyway, next video before. Damn, it ended up cutting on me anyway. Fuck. I was about to say next video before it cut, but it literally cut me off mid-sentence. Anyway, so I want to say like end of September, I put in no, not end of September, sometime in September, I put in an application. I don't even remember that I did. And Compass Health ended up reaching out to me. And it was like, hey, we got an interview for you, blah, 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 blah. I was like, cool. And it basically started like, I believe it was the next following week. I did the interview, and I believe I had spoke to like the regional manager, HR, and I believe my supervisor over me was in the background. Oh, excuse me. But I didn't know that she was until I started working at a job, but that's a whole different story. I honestly didn't think I was going to get it. Not gonna lie to you. I have no medical background. I have no experience on working with any of like the medical systems. I wasn't even sure I was going to get it. And kid you not, I'm not sure if it was the same day or the day after. I can't remember. But I got a follow-up email saying, hey, you got the job. I was like, whoa, for real? Okay, all right, bet. And then my start date was like 3 weeks after. And as soon as I start, I'm gonna say within that first week, like everybody was glued to me in the area that I was working in. Everybody was just instantly attached to me. It's like I was able to just I was able to just fit in instantly. And I seen how different people personalities changed the moment I started interacting with them. Like the people that were closed off are starting to be more friendly and stuff like that. And then walking in, I already got PTO. Benefits, obviously, I think you got to work like 30 days or 60 days. I can't remember when they start offering you benefits, but the benefits is good. The work is not bad. Do I think we need to be paid more? Obviously. I mean, who don't say that at a job they work at? Um, I'd say if I was getting paid at least 19 or 20 with what we're doing, I'll be fine. Because just a list of stuff that you're doing, you know, insurance, you're doing billing, you're, you know, checking them in. So like I was saying before, cut off again. Um, we work with billing, insurance, um, checking them in and out, and then we're also doing primary care and behavioral health. It's a lot. It's definitely a lot that you would have to. You're definitely using your brain for sure. Like this job, you're definitely using your brain, which I don't mind. It's fine. It's just, you know, give me a little $2 extra. But overall, the job is not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. The people, the environment. I feel like I'm around more liberal people. I just think it's a great environment. At least for me, I feel like this job build up my confidence back up. It made me feel that I'm around people that want to be around me, that want to work with me, that see my potential. Um, November, in November, I went on vacation to go see my cousins. That was a great experience. You know, we all ate Thanksgiving food together. We all gamed together. That was nice. Shout out to my cousins. I love y'all. Um, that was nice. And then just recently, this hand was swollen, like just recently. And I was out of work just this past week. I was out. And when I came back to visit just this past Friday, everybody was asking my name. It was like, hey, how's your hand doing? Are you doing okay? And not gonna lie, like that shit really hit my heart in a positive way because it was like, dang, all these people asking about me, like my presence on me not being here really affected, you know, certain people. And it finally answered my question as far as what happened at American Outdoor Brands. Like, dang, like, was I really the problem? Or was it them? Was there really other intentions? Or is it something done with me? And it really answered my question with this job. Because if I genuinely was a problem, why would I go to this job that I'm doing? I'm gonna be honest with you, you are doing a lot more at this job than when I was doing American Outdoor Brands, but there's obviously the benefits and stuff is better, which we don't already explain that. But what I'm trying to say is that it really answered my question this past Friday, and just the whole experience at the job that I'm at now. It really answered my questions about my self-confidence and, you know, the joy that I try to bring to other people. It really did. And this, like I said, this part of the year has just been on like the up and up. It really has, considering like how the year started. I'm honestly just gonna give this year like a C or a D, somewhere in between there. I don't know like a this definitive grade, but um before I continue, and it basically cut off again before I could, you know, get to the next video before it could cut off. But anyway, um yeah, like this year has taught me that I just don't need to be working or be around people who don't see the value in me that I see the value in myself. Like that's really the theme of this year. Not even gonna lie. That's really the thing. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention. Um, November, I'm not gonna say the date because whenever the time is available to reveal more about my relationship, I'll go over that. But it's been 3 years that I've been in a relationship, so that's good. We've been going well. We've been doing well. Anything else personal? I think my cat. It's been 6 years that I've owned her now for about 6 years. Uh, yeah, I believe that's it as far as the personal part that I forgot to mention. But anyway, that's really the theme this year that I've gotten is that I need to be around people who value me for what I see in me instead of me having to just go the extra mile to prove that. Like, it's proven on how I move genuinely anyway, but like I just felt like with American Outdoor Brands, not just them, like there's other different people in my life this year that I had to prove extra that I'm worth something, which I don't need to. Like, I'm not doing that no more. If anything, this later half of the year, I just been blocking, unfriending, blocking. Like, I don't take disrespect no more because I don't give disrespect, so I'm not finna receive it, period. So overall, I hope 2025 ends up being a better year, and I just hope it goes on the up and up. This is probably the last video of this year. Hopefully next year I'll come up with more positive stories. If it's anything regarding like my family and stuff, because I know I've been posting that too, obviously I'll post that because this is like a battle that I'm having with my family as far as them needing to change their ways. That's not going to change. Like, I am going to try to be the spokesperson to have them change their ways. But other than that, everything's going well now. I'm in a better place. I feel more confident. And I just hope that I have it better next year. But I thank you, whoever gotten this far, to this point, got to this point in the video. I appreciate that. And I'll see you guys in the next one.